So in my last video, I said I don't really believe in debates too much. Not really my thing. But there's one guy that I definitely would make an exception for, and that's Jordan B. Peterson. And lo and behold, the day after, or maybe it's 2 days after, whatever, shortly after I put out that message, what do you fucking know? But Michaela Peterson, his daughter, is now claiming, oh, he's sick. He's sick. He's dying. He's in bad shape, you guys. We got to pray for him. Man, this son of a bitch, he'll do anything to get out of debating me. Well, you guys ain't going to let him, are you? You guys are not going to let him. Media at jordanbpeterson.com. Debate on the subject of nihilism. He gets $0 from the whole affair. No money for Jordan. And if he wants to get out of it, then he'd better die. Because that's the only way out of this debate, Jordan. This has been a long time coming, my friend. And I got the sniffles. No, you don't. No, you don't, you lying son of a bitch. You know I'm coming for you, Jordan. That's why you put out this corny message just a scant few days after I talked my shit. You fucking all of a sudden, oh, I'm sick. It might be months before I'm back, if that. Very sick, very sick. Fuck off, Jordan. You ain't sick, bitch. I'm sick. I'm sick of you. You want to feel sick? Fucking get destroyed in a debate on the subject of nihilism. Then we'll talk about how sick you feel, okay? Anyway, another thing I did in the last video is I told you guys I had some paintings for sale. I put 4 of my paintings up for sale. And to my honest surprise, 3 of them sold pretty damn quick. There's only 1 still available. As you can see here, the Temple of Vuru Raha is still available. The other 3 have all sold. And I had some fun with that. So for my shipping costs, I figured, okay, I'll make the shipping $20 for the American people, and I'll make it $40 for the overseas people, thinking that would be more than enough. So I go to the FedEx to ship this stuff off, and I mail off the American one, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's going to be $37. I'm like, oh, shit. 37 for shipping. Okay. Well, that's less than I charged, but okay, fair enough. I guess live and learn. How much to send this one to London? And the guy's like, that's going to be $270, and we're not really sure when it'll arrive. 270 what? 270 fucking dollars to ship a goddamn package? Nah. I'm like, who can do it cheaper? He's like, I try the post office, but I don't know how much cheaper it'll be. So I go to the post office, and I'm like, hey, I got to ship this thing. How much is it going to be? And they're like, you got a box for it? I'm like, I was hoping you'd have one. Nope. They don't have one for it. It's like, okay, thanks for nothing. So I went back home, and I made a box out of 2. I Frankensteined a box out of 2 different boxes, and I put some bubble wrap around it, and I just taped the shit out of it, and I put a garbage bag on that. And then I went to a website called Ship Pirate so I could find cheaper shipping labels, and I was able to get one as low as $90. Ooh, thank God for that. Luckily, when I talked to the buyer and I explained the situation to him, he agreed to send me the difference in shipping cost, since I apparently was extraordinarily naive about how much that would cost. I think the package itself, honestly, is kind of a work of art, so I don't know. You tell me. I think that's kind of beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fucking awesome, I think. You'll note the use of the Ziploc bag, because when I printed the label, it printed out 3 sheets. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with these 3 sheets? Do I just collage them onto it? And it's like, no, you got to put them in a little sleeve so that the people at the shipping center can, pull it out and write stuff on it. I'm like, I don't sleeve? I don't have no sleeve. They're going to have to settle for a Ziploc bag. That's going to be their sleeve. So that's what I done. Hopefully they accept it. Hopefully they'll take it to its destination, because if not, I'm going to be upset. I'm already upset. Why does it cost so much to ship something overseas these days? I had no idea. I had no idea that shipping costs were that astrofucking-nomical these days. I guess it's been a while since I've sent an international package. Anyway, let's get right into what we're going to talk about. First thing on the agenda, we're going to do like we often do, and look at some random stuff I found on Twitter.com, the greatest social media platform on the face of the earth, thanks to Elon Musk and his tireless commitment to freedom of speech and truth, justice, and the American way and all that. So let's see what we got. What's going on in Twitterland? We got Tim Pool, everybody's favorite bald guy, I guess. He says, 90% of liberals we try to book demand money. 0% of conservatives ask for money. In fact, conservatives sometimes drive themselves, even though we cover travel and accommodation. Liberals are grifters. They don't care about ideas. They care about money. They will say anything for money. It's kind of funny to me, like, this really does shine a spotlight on this issue, because it's crazy to me how these conservatives, these liberals actually, they want money just to appear on Tim Pool's show, where they will be, for months afterward, mercilessly harangued and harassed by his army of retard followers. Whereas conservatives will go on there and get their fucking cocks sucked for free. Give me a break, Timmy. Give me a break, bro. By the way, a couple tweets later, he was bragging about how his company's worth $800 fucking million or something. So if the liberal wants money to be on the show, why don't you just give them the damn money? And hey, if they're willing to say anything for money, as you claim, then you can have them come on as a conservative. Give them enough money, I'm sure they'll do it. Give Sam Cedar 20 mil. Have them come on there and fucking just agree with you and tell you you're great. Why not? Since they're such fucking sellouts. So this is something I saw. And I thought to myself, oh, this is what a funny parody. The White House announces U.S. Treasury will be producing $1 coins with President Trump's face. I was like, ha 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 ha. What astute satire. Only problem is it's fucking real. Treasury Department considers minting a $1 Trump coin. I mean, what do you even say? What possible thing could I even fucking commentate about that? Like, just look at it. I have no commentary. What am I supposed to say to make that more ridiculous than it already is? I got nothing. I have absolutely goddamn nothing. I saw this, and this reminded me of something. This is someone posted a little meme, when someone says the Bible is true because it says so in the Bible, and they show a little power strip plugged into itself. And this reminded me of a time when I actually saw someone do this for real and wonder why the power strip wasn't working. You know, they plugged a power strip into the power strip and they're like, why can't I get any power? And I was like, you got to plug it into the wall. And it's like, but these are plugs and I plugged it into this. It's like, it needs to be connected to the power grid. There's no power grid running through the strip unless you plug it into the wall where the power comes from. I tried to explain it for the longest time. They never got it. They never got it. They ended up throwing the power strip away because they fucking thought it was broken. Some people, I don't care. You know, maybe it's going to be seen as like a eugenicist take or something, some sort of elitist thing. But like, man, there really are some people who should not be allowed to vote. Can we just be real? There are some people in this country to whom that right really should be somehow stripped away. And it should basically be, I mean, like, I'm willing to make the bar low as fuck. Just show a power strip plugged into itself, and then another plug leading to a TV that's not turned on. And then the question is, why won't this TV turn on? And if they can't answer that question, they can't vote. I'm willing to put the bar that low. I wonder how many Americans would earnestly fail. Whoo, boy. What's this? We got a funny meme from Shitpost Rock Solid, whatever the fuck. All art is political and agrees with me and me only. And this is, they're taking the mask that says all games are political off of the little character there. And underneath the mask, it says, I want to infect your games with my retarded commie beliefs. You know what doesn't make sense to me about this shit, all this anti-woke shit in terms of like video game stuff? You know, this all sprung out of the Gamergate stuff, which was closely related to the backlash against Anita Sarkeesian. Anita Sarkeesian's entire argument was that, you know, what we see in games, the ideology pushed by games is going to infect the minds of the players. And every single one of these people back in the day were like, nuh-uh. It's just a fucking video game, honey bunny. What's your fucking problem, bitch? And I said that too. I was one of them. But now, when there's any sort of like left-leaning messaging or progressive messaging in a game, it's like, they're trying to fucking brainwash us. It's like, dude, don't you remember what you said to Anita? It's just a game, sweetie pie. Settle your fucking dumb ass down. That's still where I'm at. It's just a fucking game, bro. Why is your game gotta fucking politically agree with you? Why? Why are you so fucking sensitive? And I pointed this out before, I'll point it out again. There's plenty of right-wing shit that I'm okay with in terms of, like, media shit. Dirty Harry, pretty right-wing fucking movie. I like it. Death Wish, pretty right-wing movie. I like it. Right-wing fucking power fantasy. It's about a white dude that fucking decides he's gonna go shoot a bunch of minorities to stop crime. It's still a good fucking movie. It's a fucking pretty decent flick. You know, like... Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash, fucking conservative dude for the most part. He had some liberal shit, but mostly a conservative dude. Super fundamentalist Christian guy. I love his fucking music. Love it. You know, I don't fucking sit around crying because, oh my God, some piece of art doesn't fucking suck my dick poetically. Shut the fuck up. You belly-aching crybabies, especially now, when you motherfuckers are in control. Trump's in the White House. The courts are right-wing. The fucking state legislatures are right-wing. There's way more right-wing than left-wing governors. You guys control fucking so much shit at this point in this culture. And you're still belly aching. It's like nothing's good enough for you. No matter how much power you're fucking given, it's just never enough to fill the desolate void of your fucking empty soul. So you gotta just whine and whine and whine and bitch and moan. This game is woke! Mommy! Mommy! The game is woke, Mommy! God, you are such a bunch of fucking simpering crybaby fucking dolts, man. You're such a fucking drag to be around. At least you could be fucking humble in victory, for fuck's sake. No. Can't even fucking do a victory lap. Just continue to fucking play the victim. There was a lesbian in my fucking FPS shooter. Wee. Fuck me, man. Jesus. This one's fun. Womp womp. Charlie Kirk, search term, interest over time, United States, past 30 days. Whoop. I love sometimes the short attention span of the American public, man, because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, man, they won't even give a shit about Charlie Kirk in 2 weeks. I'm like, I don't know. This time, guys, I think maybe they will. I mean, it seems like there might be something more sustained behind this one. Nope. As usual, America's just like, done, on to the next one. I hate to quote Foo Fighters since they're such a middling, shitty, generic dad rock band, but hey, they said it. They fucking said it. Oh my God. This. You'll never believe what this story here is fucking great. Where's the headline? There it is. Elon Musk is trying to boycott Netflix over a trans-inclusive show that ended years ago. Oh. Dead End Paranormal Park, which aired all 20 of its episodes on Netflix in 2022, became a part of the right-wing zeitgeist again on Monday thanks to a tweet from Libs of TikTok, a social media account run by right-wing activist Chaya Raichik. The account, which is known for fucking being retarded, did some shit, meh. Anyway, Elon Musk decided he gonna jump on the bandwagon and tell every right-wing motherfucker they need to cancel up their Netflix. Let's see how it's going. Okay. They did something. 5 days, 4% down. Maybe they are having an impact. So that when you look at the year to date, oh wait, Netflix is up 60% over the year. Oh shit, oops. Look at this. Like, look at the little slump they caused, maybe. Because honestly, there's bigger declines for nothing. Look here. What happened there? Nothing happened there. It just went down. And it went down sharper. And look at this one. Boom. Look at their little fucking... This thing, they might not even have had anything to do with this. Oh, what a bunch of crybabies, man. Once again, they got everything. They got the whole world in their hands, and they're still whining about Netflix. Netflix had a cartoon I didn't like 3 fucking years ago. Fuck, man. I gotta just reiterate it. You people are a fucking drag, bro. And not the fun kind of drag. You guys are a sad drag, man. A sad, sad drag. Anyway, I've talked about this on the last couple streams. I want to talk about it once more here. This will probably be the button that I put on the issue. I don't feel the way most people feel about this. I have one, and the reason I'm talking about it again, the sad spectacle of American comedians selling out in Saudi Arabia, you know. Turns out that edgy free speech warriors will scuttle their principles for a check from a brutal autocratic regime. And I've already made the point in the last two streams, you know, that, you know, if these guys were doing a USO show, no one would give a shit. And the United States of America has done heinous shit too. You know, it ain't like we're fucking angels over here. But this time I got kind of a different tact I want to fucking put forth to you. And this time the tact is this. Why the fuck are these comedians like Bill Burr being held to a higher goddamn standard than the United States government? Because last I checked, the United States of America is still allies with Saudi Arabia. We still sell them weapons. We still pal around with them. We're still their buddies. And that seems to be regardless of administration. You know? Democrats and Republicans alike, when they get in power, we're always friends with Saudi Arabia, despite the fact that they were instrumental in the 9/11 attacks, despite the fact that they murder journalists and they suppress their women and they kill gay people and all the stuff they do. We know all the stuff they do. Democrats and Republicans alike going over there, sucking fucking Saudi dick. And, you know, we don't seem to care as much about that than we do about fucking some comedians taking a fucking payday to go over there and fucking do some comedy. That seems weird to me. Now, you know, I don't like that argument as much as my previous argument, but, you know, I do think it's worth bringing up, at least as a little point. Maybe if you're going to be so pissed at Bill Burr and company, you should save some of that hatred and aggression for the United States government for continuing to fucking consider these motherfuckers allies. I don't see why not. Okay, hold on. Ugh. I had 63 of these left. A few days ago, I announced on one of these videos that I had 63 of these left. I think we're down now to maybe 20. So you guys have already bought more than 40 of these things. They are going pretty fast. It seems like every time I shill it, another 20 sell. So Douchebag Bible is on sale down below. And, you know, this might be the last time I shill it, because it's seeming like we're probably not going to have too many left for too much longer now. So if you want it, probably your last chance to get it. My brother Scotty, you know, who is slightly more money grubbing than me, is like, we should print a few more. We should print a few more. I don't know if I'm going to let him. Maybe. We might print a few more. But I'll tell you this. If we do, it's going to be limited to 100, and I'm not even sure about that. I'm thinking I'm just going to sell these 63, but maybe he'll talk me into being a little greedier. You know, he's good at that. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about all this other bullshit because I really want to get into the meat of what we want to talk about here today. And that is, you know, just what's happening in America, baby. What's going on in this once great country of ours. Let's start by talking about NSPM 7. I don't know if you guys heard about NSPM 7? Not a very catchy label, but here's what's going on. And this is via reporting from Ken Klippenstein or Stein. I don't know how he pronounces it. With the mainstream media distracted by the made-for-TV drama of James Comey's indictment, a story, by the way, that, like, my reaction to is, I don't really give a shit. And maybe I'll tell you at some point why I don't really give a shit if you care to hear it. But anyway, Trump has signed a little notice national security directive identifying anti-Christian and anti-American views as indicators of radical left violence, called National Security Presidential Memorandum 7. It's being referred to as NSPM 7 by administration insiders. This is the first time in American history that there is an all-of-government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism, Trump's Homeland Security advisor, Stephen Miller, said, referring to the issuance. To the extent that the major media noticed the directive at all, they, even C-SPAN, incorrectly labeled it an executive order, like this week's designation of Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. It's hard to overstate how much different NSPM 7 is from the over 200 executive orders Trump has frantically signed since coming back into office. An executive order publicly lays out the course of day-to-day federal government operations, where a national security directive is a sweeping policy decree for the defense, foreign policy, intelligence, and law enforcement apparatus. National security directives are often secret, but in this case, the Trump administration chose to publish NSPM 7, only the 7th since he's come into office. Previous national security directives have been controversial, even politically earth-shaking. In 1980, for example, President Jimmy Carter signed the top-secret Presidential Directive 59, PD 59, directing new nuclear warfighting policies that persisted until the end of the Cold War. When revealed, PD 59 caused a public furor. Similarly, President George W. Bush signed a series of classified whatevers, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, this thing's got some teeth, is what he's basically fucking saying to us. So here's all the stuff that is now basically pre-crime, a la Minority Report. Remember the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise? Well, if you haven't seen it, it basically entails a bunch of psychics predicting who is going to commit crimes, and then the people who are going to commit crimes being preemptively punished for it. So the Trump administration isn't only targeting organizations or groups, but even individuals and entities whom NSPM 7 says can be identified by any of the following indicators of violence. Anti-Americanism. So we know what that means, right? When they say anti-Americanism, they don't mean even just general we hate America shit. What they mean is anti-Republican Americanism. So basically, if you disagree with anything from the 1950s conservative ethos, you're now fucking a terrorist. Or, you know, there's indicators that you may be a terrorist at the very fucking least. Anti-capitalism. Ooh, wow. The economic system's so nice that we had to make criticizing it fucking practically illegal. Anti-Christianity. Oops. Whoopsie. Oh, man. This thing is hitting on all cinder blocks for me, man. I didn't actually misspeak right now. That's a fucking Keenism. You'll know if you're a DP fan from back in the day. Support for the overthrow of the United States. Okay, well, that one's fair. Right? I mean, yeah, I would say if you support the overthrow of the government, you're probably a little bit on the violent side. Fair enough on that one. I'm going to give them that one, guys. I'll let them have that one. Extremism on migration. Why do I feel like that only goes one way? I feel like that extremism is going to be reserved for a particular kind of extremism. If your extremism is kill them all, that's probably not going to be considered a warning sign. But if your extremism is something like, maybe we should have more open borders, then I feel like, you know, that might run afoul. Extremism on race. Once again, I think we know how that's going to be applied. Extremism on gender. So basically, if you're trans or you support trans people in any way, shape, or form, then, you know, violent terrorists, probably. Hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on family. Hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on religion. And hostility towards those who hold traditional American views on morality. So basically, what this essentially says is, unless you are a fucking rabid, MAGA-loving, red hat-wearing, right-wing fucking tool bag, you're a terrorist. That's it. the line has been drawn. There are conservatives, there are MAGA lovers, there are those who fucking love and worship Trump, and then there is a giant mass of terrorists, any of whom could be fucking gaffled up by the system at any time. Seems a little... What would the word be? Actually, there's a lot of words. Insane, maybe. Fascist, that comes to mind. I probably shouldn't say that, though, because I guess calling this list fascist probably puts me on this list. Not that it really matters anyway, because these fuckers, like, they embrace fascism now. I don't even know why they still complain about it. Half the time, they're like, how dare you call me a fascist? The other time, half the time, they're like, yeah, I'm a fascist. What of it? Oh. Meanwhile, as these motherfuckers are calling the left violent because a guy that we haven't even, like, to this day, we have not seen credible evidence that he's even fucking left wing. A guy shot Charlie Kirk, acting alone, shot Charlie Kirk. And the whole entire left has been blamed for it. Even as interest in Charlie Kirk as an entity has faded back to pre-getting shot levels. Look at what these motherfuckers are doing. At the very same time that they're calling us violent extremists. Look at this shit. So this is a story. You know, teen girls allegedly killed by New Jersey stalker. Driver remembered as hard-working theater buff, aspiring cosmetologist. Okay. So these two teenage girls were run down by some fucking crazy-ass, psychotic motherfucker that was like a stalker. And none of the I cannot find a single mainstream media fucking source, left wing, right wing, or otherwise. I cannot find a single fucking source that will show you this thing that I'm about to show you, which is that this guy pretty much states in no uncertain terms that the reason he fucking did this, or at least one of them, is that one of these chicks, the one he was obsessed with and stalking for months on end, had said some mean things about Charlie Kirk. So because she talked a little shit about Charlie Kirk, he decided to run her over with his fucking car and kill her.
I gotta get drop P5 tonight.
This is him.
Hey, whenever Maria sees the pizza guy come, better think of Charlie Kirk for making fun of his fucking death. Stupid ass clown.
Wait,
just remember that.
Yeah. That was a few days before he fucking killed her. A few days before he ran her the fuck over in his car. Letting her know, think of Charlie Kirk. And not one fucking mainstream newspaper that I could find, not one, bothered to include that in their fucking coverage. That's a little odd. Don't you think? I think that's a little bit fucking odd. I think that might be a relevant fucking fact to cover in the story. Meanwhile, it's not just the fact that these right-wing motherfuckers are killing people over Charlie Kirk shit. Actually, wait a minute. We'll get to that in a second, because this is another fucking instance of this shit happening. Remember this story where there was a black dude, a 21-year-old black student found hanging in a tree in Mississippi, and it was ruled a fucking suicide? And everybody with a fucking brain in their heads looked at that and is like, what? That is not a suicide. So anyway, Colin Kaepernick paid for an independent autopsy on the guy who committed suicide, and the autopsy revealed extensive blunt force trauma. He was basically beaten before he was lynched. The evidence points to an argument with several white boys over comments that made about that podcaster killed in Utah last month, Charlie Kirk. They're lynching black men for comments they didn't even make, breaking into people's homes because of these hit lists, and invoking that white supremacist name when murdering teen girls. So basically, what's going on here is these right-wingers are so mad about the death of Charlie Kirk that they're going around and they're murdering people who said bad things about him or who they even suspect of saying bad things about him. They are lynching black people in Mississippi again. They are running down teenage girls in the street. And it's not just their independent little violence on that side of the spectrum where it's just, random right-wingers doing this shit. As all this stuff is going down, there is also a shit ton of institutional right-wing violence being perpetrated against the American people. And I am about to show you a glut of it. So here we go. Let's take a little journey. First video I want to show you. Full video, chased for words, not crimes. First Amendment being tested in Chicago. So here's a guy that rides by on his bike, says something, doesn't do anything, doesn't throw something, doesn't engage in any violence, just says something. And look at the reaction that it garners from these jackbooted thug motherfuckers. Get him! They're trying to get this guy. For what? For saying words? Because this dude said words, a bunch of army men gonna chase him down the fucking street? Whatever happened to the fucking First Amendment, baby? First Amendment to the Constitution says he's got the right to say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Right? So here is a video of a bunch of ICE agents in military gear jumping out of unmarked vans and just disappearing people. Here's that footage.
Circle. Circle around.
Now, I don't know, maybe there's some broader context to that, but we don't know it. As far as I can tell, just a bunch of jackbooted thugs running up on some dude and fucking disappearing his ass. Here's a clip that there's no ambiguity to whatsoever. There's a bunch of ICE agents or fucking whatever the fuck they are. I don't know if they're National Guard, they're ICE, whatever. There's some form of government jackboot. Here's two girls confronting them non-violently, using only words. Once again, you will not see these girls initiate any sort of physical contact with these commandos whatsoever. And watch what happens to them. She's calling them fucking stupid. That's a crime.
No. Hey, this is the line that they created. Oh, shit.
Fucking 12 tons of bear mace right to the fucking eyes at point blank range for the crime of calling these guys fucking stupid. No First Amendment rights, no freedom of speech, just Oh, you dare criticize us, jackboot thugs? Well, how about some mace in your face, bitch? And by the way, the first time I saw this footage was from a right-wing account applauding it. They just think it's the most wonderful thing in the world. These same motherfuckers that call the left violent, these same motherfuckers that are constantly whining. I'm going to show you some examples a little bit later in this video of them whining about the fucking pettiest shit. The pettiest little fucking insinuation of violence. They will cry and bitch and moan. But when you have actual, jackbooted, government-issued thugs on the fucking ground, macing people with fucking giant canisters of fucking bear mace from fucking, like, point-blank range right in the fucking face. These people think it's the funniest thing. They just think it's the greatest thing in the world. Let's look at another video. This is a guy, there is a MAGA YouTuber / agitator named Nick Shirley, who he's covering some protests in Portland. And some of the protesters see his ass, and they start, running him out of there. They're like, we don't want you here, bitch. Get the fuck out. And watch what happens. Watch what happens in this fucking clip.
Well, I have
Get
no.
out of here. Don't come back.
Get away
If I
from
see
me.
you again,
Get away from me, sir.
get the
Where are you?
fuck
You're pushing me onto the road.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let me move. Let me get out. If you're gonna let me get out.
Fucking walk.
Hey, sir, stop it.
Fucking walk.
Stop.
Walk, motherfucker.
What are you doing? Why are you so mad? I didn't do anything.
You did.
What did I do?
Walk.
I haven't done anything.
Walk, motherfucker. Do not come back.
Watch out.
You come back, I'm gonna fucking smoke you, dude.
Really?
Yes, really. I'm
Why?
gonna smash that camera.
Stop it. Stop. Sir, stop it.
Stop sticking your camera at the people's fucking face.
I have the right to be here.
Okay, did I say
I have the right to be here. I have
Stop.
the right to film. You have DHS watching you right there.
Stop.
Lasered on you.
I
You have a
didn't do
sniper
nothing.
lasered on you right
I
now.
don't give a
Yeah, right there. You see that fucking laser right there?
Stop it.
Stop
You-
sticking your camera
You see that?
at the face.
I didn't do anything wrong. You have a sniper on you right now. You have a sniper on you right now.
You have some... Look. To be somewhat fair, they shouldn't have been pushing him out of the event. He's got a right to freedom of speech too and all that. If he wants to be there, fucking making his thoughts on the fucking subject known, whatever. He's got his rights. I'm not going to be a hypocrite about shit. But don't you think it's a little excessive for the crime of sort of badgering someone to leave an event? To fucking train a fucking sniper rifle on them? Like, oh shit, what's this one up to? I mean, there was not even fucking assault there. There's not battery. I mean, I guess at one point the protester said, you come back, I'll smoke you. But that sniper didn't hear that. And even if he did hear that, that alone is not enough to fucking start pointing a goddamn weapon at somebody. To let them know, hey, I could take you out at any time, buddy. How dare you escort that fucking YouTuber out of here? How dare you get a little rough with that YouTuber? I mean, even calling him getting a little rough is probably a little bit of an exaggeration. I never saw him touch him. Maybe put his hand on his back a couple times. But no assault. There was no punches thrown or anything like that. Even if there had been. Even if that guy had started beating the shit out of that YouTuber, even that's not justification for fucking trying to shoot the guy. Unless he is fucking doing something that's threatening that other dude's life, you have no fucking pretext for that shit. Whatsoever. So here we have National Guards are now acting as ICE agents, brutalizing and detaining anyone they suspect of not being American during the federal occupation of Washington, D.C. So here is this clip. Let's take a look at what's going on here.
I'm not going anywhere. Follow me around.
National Guard chasing immigrants. This is Trump's America. Is this what y'all are proud of?
Don't even bother with that fucking rhetoric. Yes, they're proud of it. They're absolutely fucking overjoyed about it. So don't try to like appeal to the fucking sense of shame of some shameless motherfuckers. Don't try to appeal to the better angels of their nature. They don't have that. They're just outright pieces of shit. They don't care about their fellow human beings whatsoever. To them, immigrants are lower than slime. To them, leftists are lower than slime. They will justify anything against any of these groups of people they don't like.
This man is bleeding and they are worried about chasing him. Not helping him, chasing him. So I'm watching the National Guard take someone. I just saw with my own eyes the National Guard taking someone. Oh my God.
There you go. What else we got? DHS ice pepper sprays the breathing hole of a peaceful protester in a blow-up frog costume. Okay. So, you know, someone is out there wearing one of these silly frog costumes. And, like, this frog costume pretty much, it limits the mobility of this person to the extent that they literally can't even be a threat against them. And yet, some fucking one of these jackboot, thug, loathsome, low-life, disgusting, evil, vile, pig shit motherfuckers decides they're going to try to shoot some pepper spray into the little exhaust port of the frog suit, or whatever the hell the little fucking thing on the back is called, thus trapping whoever is in the frog suit with pepper spray, which is life-threatening in that scenario, by the way, because there's no escape from it. Look at this shit. Like, what? What? To a dude in a fucking silly-ass frog costume, you're gonna fucking do that shit? What fucking threat was he? What possible fucking threat did you feel emanating from the big inflatable frog costume guy? This next one I'm going to show you goes even fucking harder than the rest. This is some of the fucking craziest shit you're ever going to see in your life. I'm going to read it, a little description to you before I show you the video. ICE deploy tear gas on crowded public street because they were upset about being stuck in Chicago traffic. A 2-year-old child required medical care after inhaling the chemical agents. Adults were vomiting on the sidewalk. Local elementary school was forced to lock down for recess due to the presence of chemical agents. People in nearby cars reported that the tear gas caused their ears, nose, and mouth to run after chemicals seeped into vehicles despite windows rolled up. The incident occurred close to Funkston Elementary School in the Logan Square neighborhood of Chicago, Illinois. So here are 2 fucking ICE agents. They're mad they're stuck in traffic, and they decide that their solution to the traffic problem is that they're going to start fucking just using chemical warfare against American citizens. He's obviously trying to throw it at this guy on the bike, but he's so inept that it ended up going back that way.
Fuck you, you fuckers. Fuck you. Fucking bitches.
Just fucking out and out warfare. United States, law enforcement, military, etc., just having out and out warfare against the citizenry of this goddamn country. just fucking launching tear gas on a public street with no regard for civilians, all because they're mad that they're stuck in fucking traffic. Demons. Fucking demons. Look at this. And look at how corporate America bows down before these evil fucking psychopaths. Look at this. Apple and Google block apps that crowdsource ICE sightings. Some warn of chilling effect. So there were some apps out there for people to try to keep themselves safe from these government thugs by at least knowing where they are. And the Department of, I think, Justice leaned on Apple and Google and told them to take down these apps. So now you can't even fucking effectively protect yourself from these jackboot thug motherfuckers who are a threat to you, a threat to your family, a threat to your community. These fucking violent psychopaths on the fucking rampage with no fucking oversight, who don't give a fuck about your First Amendment rights, who don't give a fuck about your life or your children's lives or the lives of your friends and your family, that are out there with the carte blanche seal of approval of this fucking administration, and you're not even allowed to know where they are. Corporate America has bent the knee to the Trump administration and is on their side as they fucking brutalize your ass. As they fucking tear gas you and pepper spray you and fucking just decimate your fucking civil liberties. Where is Apple? Where is Google? Firmly on the side of the fucking thugs. And that's not even the fucking worst of it. That's not even the worst of what these motherfuckers are up to. Listen, this story is 9 days old, and it has been so underreported, so under-fucking reported, that I was not even aware of it until today. And I am a person who is looking at the news, who is on social media, following a bunch of left-wing accounts and stuff like that. And it has been 9 fucking days since this fucking story broke, maybe even more, but this video is at least 9 days old. And I heard about it for the first time today, and that is insane. Because listen to this fucking story.
Hundreds of people who were once detained at the troubled immigration jail in the Florida Everglades, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, have disappeared. The Miami Herald reports about 2/3 of the 1,800 immigrants who were held there in July have gone missing from ICE's online database, with their families unable to locate them. Earlier this month, a federal appeals court ruled the jail could continue to operate despite reports of abuse. Trump welcomed the news.
I think Florida's done a great job by building it, and whether it's Alligator Alcatraz or anything else you want to call it, it's an amazing facility for what it is. It's not a hotel. It's not supposed to be a hotel, but they've done a great job with it.
For more, we're joined by 2 guests.
Two-thirds of the detainees of Alligator Alcatraz have fucking just disappeared. Where did they go? And the top comment on this video, I think, fucking basically summarizes my thoughts on this pretty well, which is the Germans weren't told about the ovens either. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's an update on this fucking story. Maybe they have since been found safe and sound. But I don't think so. So the government of this country is destroying your civil liberties, macing you, beating you, crushing you, calling you a fucking terrorist if you disagree or dissent in any way, shape, or form. And look at this video that Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, posted. And look at this caption. It says, "Chicago, we're here for you." And look at this fucking video.
Don't push. Get out of the way for the first one. Clear the way for the first one.
Homeland Security never should have existed in the first place, but the reason it exists is supposed to be to defend the fucking homeland. This bitch is letting all of Chicago, an American city, last I checked, know we're coming for you, motherfuckers. Yeah. You dare defy us? You dare stand up to our fucking tyranny? Well, here we are with like, that video is designed to do nothing other than to intimidate and say, look at the fucking might of the federal government. Look at the power that we will leverage against you. Look at how we will come into your fucking buildings. We will bash down the doors and we will fucking take you. And we will take you to some facility somewhere where you might just be fucking disappeared, bitch. You might be fucking heading to the Zyklon B shower, motherfucker. What do you think of that shit? Try and stop us. They have declared war on the United States of America. They have declared war on America's cities. They have declared war on America's people. They have declared war on the First Amendment to the Constitution. They have declared war on you and me and all of us. If you are anything other than a fucking white, red-blooded, MAGA hat-wearing, fucking drooling, cretinous sack of fucking statist shit, who loves the boot, who loves the idea of the government fucking super beast trudging around with his big fucking gangly dick, boom, 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 just fucking pissing on people's lives and destroying human beings. If you're anything other than that, they have declared war on you. And let's be clear. There is no institutional power left that stands up against them, that stands in their way. You look at what the ACLU is saying, and it's tepid fucking garbage. The people who are supposed to be the most vociferous fighters for your First Amendment rights are fucking spewing tepid shit. The Democrats are feckless fucking ineffectual losers who are not fucking combating this in any sort of fucking reasonable way. The courts when they're not stacked with right-wingers, are just gutted in terms of their power. The Supreme Court just continues to rubber stamp anything Trump wants, to just give him carte blanche authority to fucking pretty much do anything to anyone at any time. You're not safe. You are not safe. I'm not. None of us are safe. And I don't mean just in the general sense of like, you're born on this planet, you're not safe. What I mean is, this country ain't safe for anybody anymore. Not even a little bit. Not even to the extent that it was like a year or two ago. Because the jackboots are on the ground. They're in your fucking city. They're in your town. And they're coming for your ass. And they're coming with fucking weapons, both lethal and non-lethal. And what do all the MAGAs think about all this? What do they think? They think it's the best shit ever. They love it. They love to see a tyrannical government stomping on you. They love to see a tyrannical government crushing the First Amendment, crushing the right of the people to assemble for redress of grievances, crushing any sort of dissent, crushing the even most basic ability to criticize these people, and just labeling anybody who opposes them to any extent, even the most benign extent, as terrorists and terrorist lovers and extremists and radicals. And they have dehumanized you to such an extent that, make no mistake, there is no limit to what they will justify against you and your family and your friends and your town and your city. There is no bottom anymore to what they will do to you. They don't give a shit. There is nothing so hideous and evil and twisted and sadistic and cruel and wrong. There is nothing they will not do to you, to your loved ones, to your friends, to the people that you work with, to the people all around you. There is nothing they will not do. They have no compunction about committing the most disgusting atrocities that they can possibly fucking do. The only thing limiting them now are the laws of physics. Because if they could break those to make your suffering even worse, they'd do it in a fucking heartbeat. No one's coming to help you. There is no institutional power on your side. You are adrift and alone. The only people you have are each other. That's it. That's all that's left. So if you see any infighting on the left right now, at all, on any level, those people are fucking morons. Because now is so not the fucking time. I don't care who you got grievance with. I don't care who you got beef with. There ain't no room for that no more. Because there's no one in the halls of fucking power that gives a rat's ass. No one. All you have is each other. And if you turn on each other, then you fucking deserve what you fucking get. Meanwhile, as all this hideous, evil, disgusting, vile shit is going on, look at these fucking Republicans. Look at them. Look at them fucking crying about this shit. Here are screenshots for some of the text Democrats nominee for VAAG Jay Jones said in 2022, threatening the former GOP speaker. Oh no! He said some mean things in a DM. The left truly is violent. Look at this. They're crying about fucking a TV show. Every Trump supporter is a Nazi. Also, let's make a show where we brutally murder modern-day Nazis, including women and children, after leftists openly celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. They're crying about fucking TV shows. As they use their institutional power to fucking stomp on your fucking rights and your liberties and your life, as they are using the full might of the United States government and its military apparatus against you and me and other American citizens, as they are doing that fucking shit and laughing gleefully the whole fucking time, they have the fucking gall to complain about a fucking scene in a TV show where some character fucking kills some fake fucking Nazis? These people are dog fucking shit. And I hope that those of you out there who survive all this shit, whoever's left by the time whatever the fuck this is reaches its fucking hideous conclusion, by the time all is said and done and whatever has happened, I hope you remember this fucking moment. I hope you remember what these people fucking are. And I hope you act accordingly as soon as you're given the chance. I love you all. Buckle up.